Now we are coming to our next training module. Today we will have again its overview and its design, operation, and maintenance. We will cover in the later parts of orientation or the webinars, which will be communicated time to time to my friends and the participants. In the wastewater treatment, basically, I will brief you today about what are the technologies available and what type of treatment, the choice of treatment depend upon us, that how we choose this treatment. First, there's a physio-chemical treatment, that the treatment through removal of suspended solid. If your temperature is high, you have to lower the temperature. If you have suspended solid, you have to remove the suspended solid. In the denim industry of the textile, you have pumic stones. These need to be removed, like grit removal. These are the physical treatment. Then I have a biological. These are basically physiochemical treatment. These are the primary treatments known as in our design or the industry. Normally the physiochemical treatment, they are called the primary treatments. And then we come to the secondary treatment, which is the biological treatment, which are of two types. One is the aerobic and the other is the anaerobic. Aerobic treatment are those in which we supply the air to develop the activated sludge bacteria, and in anaerobic, we develop the activated sludge without without the oxygen or the presence of air. We will discuss the industrial wastewater treatment, and in this we will discuss especially textile, power plants, sugar industries, pharmaceutical, and design. Basically, the biological treatment design, and that's the same what I have to explain you earlier. The water treatment professional is basically is working like a doctor. He just sees the analysis and then he selects the appropriate technology to achieve the desired results. And then obviously the sewage treatment, recycling of wastewater treatment, and zero liquid discharge is again an upcoming field. In the next the 1 decade, we will see a lot of projects coming in Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, and the third world in China in this field. And yes, now we move to our next slide. Now, what is wastewater? Quickly, wastewater. This is coming. We have the wastewater for the industry, domestic, stormwater, runoff water. And if we in the domestic we go, it has a gray water, and the black water. Gray water is the water coming out of the bathroom, laundries, and the kitchen. And the black water, urine and pieces. Basically domestic water. The sewage treatment plant, normally we treat the gray water and the black water both. And the industrial wastewater treatment plant, where that the contamination depend upon their characteristic, what type of chemical they are using, what the process they are using, what type of I suppose if you talk about the textile, what type of dyes they are using, what type of it's the bleaching, dyeing, finishing, what process they are using, or the dyeing, or the denim unit, or just vertical units. Every water will have a different characteristic and a different treatment technique. Now, before I talk that contaminations, there are mainly 3 type of contaminations in the wastewater. One is the physical, chemical, and biological. In physical, we have TSS, pH, temperature, color, odor, and turbidity. Chemical. In chemical, we have color. There are many, like dye stuff. We have, it creates a color in the wastewater, fats, oil, grease, COD, and nitrogen, phosphorus, surfactants, phenolic, chemicals, sulfur, heavy metals, and in the biological, we have the BOD, nitrification, and microbial pollution. These are the biological contamination, chemical, and these are our challenges which we have to address in our wastewater treatment module. In the primary treatment, what are the stages of the treatment? Primary treatment, like there's a physical treatment, if we go back to the last slide, physical treatment, chemical treatment, this is the primary treatment. And this is biological is the secondary treatment. That is what we want to explain, that in the secondary is the biological treatment. It can be either aerobic and anaerobic. In aerobic, we have a lot of other techniques like MBBR, MBR, and we have the activated sludge and different techniques which are available for the secondary treatment. And inshallah, we will discuss these all technologies in detail and to learn more about this area. And I'll be glad if you have any question, I receive any question from you on these this module which I have offered. Later on, in 5 minutes, I will have a chat with you to close that. We are now about to close closing. And now then come the tertiary treatment. Tertiary treatment, after the biological treatment, we go with the tertiary treatment. In the tertiary treatment, what we do, we reduce the color, odor. Sometimes we are doing the chlorination. Sometimes we are doing the filtration, ozonation, or adding the chemical hydrogen peroxide, that is an oxidizing agent, or ozonation, that is also disinfection, chlorination, removal of suspended solid by sand filter, multimedia filter, or removal or improving the color by incorporating activated carbon filters. Inshallah, we will discuss that as well in detail. This is a typical scheme. This is the typical scheme. This is the typical scheme which a wastewater treatment plant has. Like we have the screening, equalization tank, primary clarifier. Up to this, we are called the primary treatment. This is our primary treatment in the wastewater. And this is our biological treatment where we have it. After the primary treatment, we go into the biological treatment. This is our secondary treatment. This is which comprises of aeration tank and the secondary clarifier. And this is our biological treatment. And then after biological treatment, we have a sump which is called supernatant tank. If we can go for using this water. In Pakistan, we have a discharge standard relaxed little bit. We can use this water for the irrigation purpose as well, and for the cultivation. And we do the little bit chlorination for the reuse so that there is no microbial contamination present in the water if there's water is retained in the tank. This is the overall, this slide will give you the overall view of the wastewater treatment, that what are the techniques available. On the top, you see it is the pre-treatment. Then we go the primary treatment. Primary treatment has the two parts. One is the chemical and other is physical. Then these are, and below you will see the various techniques available. Various techniques. Can you move this bar, please? Yeah. And then you will see the secondary treatment here. Yeah. These are the techniques available for the secondary treatment option. This is the tertiary treatment, and the disinfection and the ultimate disposal. You will see for the waste possible choices what we have. Again, we have to see after the analysis of wastewater which we receive from our client and the specialized labs like SCS, well-renowned company. They have good labs around the globe, and especially in Pakistan. They conduct the 3-day studies and get the variation of the wastewater characteristics, flows, and they compile the data. Sorry, gentlemen, I'm not promoting SCS. I'm just giving you a reference. and there are good labs, other labs as well, PCSIR as well. We have our national lab, and there are a few more private labs as well. You will see the influent water, then will be have a screening, equalization, and the oil is coming, then need to install the oil water separator. If there is a neutralization required, if the pH is not in acceptable range, we have to go for the caustic or acid dosing, because before going into the biological system, we will have to bring the pH in the range of 6.5 to 8.5, so that ultimately in the biological system we can provide the bacteria favorable condition to grow. Here we will have to bring the temperature down up less than 40 degrees. These are the condition pre-treatment for the biological phase of the treatment, because we will have to meet certain conditions where the living organism like bacteria which will grow and make the activated sludge. If the temperature is more than 40 degrees and the pH is greater than 8.5 and acidic below than the 6.5, and the bacteria will not grow, and there will be no activated sludge formation, and it will not digest our contaminants like which are contributing to BOD and COD. And at the bottom slide, just you see, this is the first pre-treatment is actually for the water conditioning. And if you see the primary treatment, it is for the pH adjustment, removal of suspended solids like this. And if you see the secondary treatment, its objective is the removal of soluble biodegradable organics. And likewise, this slide is quite comprehensive, and I have picked, frankly, from a site, and there's a lot of good information available when my friends, they explore the opportunity to best utilize the net. They can find there a lot of information about their interest in the water and wastewater treatment technology. I'm grateful to companies who are preparing such a comprehensive information, which is as a resource person giving opportunity to train our professionals. Now, in the wastewater treatment, we were talking about the biological system. In the biological system, we have many options, like we have activated sludge process. These are all activated sludge process, biological aerobic process. It has many techniques like extended aeration, sequential batch reactor called SBR, moving bed bioreactor, MBBR. Then we have integrated film activated sludge process, IFES, and MBR, membrane bioreactor. These are the same membrane which we talk in the RO, and which application we will discuss obviously when we will come to the wastewater treatment module, where it's a long topic, my friends, and it requires a lot of time to develop a very precise information for the student. It was quite easy when you are in the classroom and come on the board and you explain everything and go out. But when you plan such a presentation and give on the webinars, you need to spend a good time. And I really appreciate my team who give me a very good time, and they help me in presentation. This good, I think so. It's a good presentation in my team. Most of your Pakistanis knows our director of operation, Azam Sadiq, was with me. Like Ashraf, marketing manager, he was with me. Nabil, and very famous young engineer of the Engineers Pakistan, Rehan Niaz, he supported me a lot, and other team member Talha and Faraz. Thank you, everybody. Nabil, they have really worked very hard to bring my ideas on the paper and extend you the presentation. Now, wastewater recycling. This is the upcoming opportunity for the water, how we will save the water in future. Wastewater, we will have influent wastewater, then the ultrafiltration, then RO, and the reject water and this water will be recycled. This is, I'm just going to finish this now because this has gone for the 90 minutes. And no, liquid discharge standards, every industry has a different priority. Every country has a different standards to achieve. And in Pakistan, we have the BOD 80, COD 150 range and other discharge parameters. And every industry, just displaying the overview for you guys that a liquid discharge standard. These are the NEQS Pakistani local standards. These are BSR standards, and these are we see the ZLD standards which will be focusing in the coming years. Industry have to go for these standards. These are our challenges which we will meet in the years to come. Showing you the few pictures of the projects which I have done. This is 150 cubic meter per hour textile wastewater treatment plant located at Faisalabad. This client has a shortage of the area, and we did it in the two levels. One clarifier was on the top level, and all the remaining equipment for the biological system aeration tank. This was on the ground level. And this is one RO plant which is installed at the Sapphire Fibers, Lahore, Rawalpindi. I'm giving you the idea how these things looks. It is the 52 trains of the 50 cubic meter per hour. Before that, you can see the sand filter. And this is a small RO plant you must have. This is the that depends small capacity 3 cubic meter per hour. Just showed you the picture how it looked like the small RO plant. And thank you very much.